I loved this experience. Harry's been just a wonderful experience. And I've always been fathering and having special experiences with little people. I love the tree because it was an experience we had together. And we have a day-to-day, we have an experience every summer. But I'm glad she did it because it gave her a great experience with her mother. Those were challenging experiences that we were having an experience. Let's say me and a wife would have an experience, or even me and one of my kids would have an experience that's being filmed by our experience being public, because all the fruit that I got from it with my children and my experience. Our kids are starting to trickle in. We're going to sit down and have a whole family experience here. We read through the nativity. We have an experience together. And there's one time when I'm watching all the wives in the kitchen work together, knocking hips. And I was really pleased to see the experience.
Okay, we're starting a new adventure. We're starting a new experience.
The pain of this experience has caused much trouble.
I watched my mom and my dad have a honeymoon experience.
When Truly Scrumptious comes into the family, that's this beautiful experience.
You keep using the word.
Janelle came in the family, and it diluted this experience I had with Mary.
I don't think it means what you think it means.
The experience of that coming together. Mary comes to the picnic, and we're having this experience. It's just not that easy. It's like I've gone through an entire experience.
It was a sweet experience.
I got a feeling through this experience that having this experience with Ariella here, I always wanted this big family experience. I had this wonderful experience with my own family. We had this whole experience with this catfish. This tattered bunch of t-shirts is just like an old unraveling of our 30-year experience.
Cody wants a soulmate experience with each one of his wives.
It's just a shock to me, the whole experience.
When I came to the family, I saw this big group family team experience.
Being in this Christmas house is a wonderful experience. We have an experience. We have this nice family experience, and it was a pleasant experience.
I miss the big experience.
Hello, sister friends and brother friends. Good to see you. Good to see you. I hope that light behind me doesn't bother you. I got a cat right here who doesn't want to leave the room. I literally just got home. I had to stay an extra night at the hotel. So I've been there since Thursday morning, and it is now Monday afternoon. So she's missing me. So it is what it is. We're making do. Whew, craziness. Weather. It was work related all the way up until Sunday afternoon. And then it was weather related, and I got stuck there for another day. All right. Let me say hi to some people and we'll jump right in. Because I just got home, I haven't done my reaction video yet. So I feel like I'm not as on top of this episode as the previous ones in terms of remembering everything. So I'm going to rely on you in the chat. I do have on another browser, I have pulled up the show. So if we need to go and just kind of listen to a little bit of it and then talk about it, I can do that too. I do have some notes here from the beginning of it. And yeah, we'll talk about it. But do you guys feel like I did? I felt like this was the lull. I feel like it was the opposite last year, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this was the low one too. I felt like the third one was the peak and then it fell back down, but maybe not. Maybe they were good and then it dropped on the third one too. And I think that's what happened. And then didn't we expect the fourth one to soar and be fantastic again? And it didn't. I hope history doesn't repeat itself. Okay. Here we go. Let me say hi to some people who are here. Lynn, Quitch Bitchin, Skinner. Thank you for being our moderator and always being available whenever I have a live stream. I don't know how you do it. You're just amazing. I don't let Lynn know when I'm going to do a live stream. Now, in general, we know that I typically do 1 p.m. here, and then I've got the live stream for the SOS as well. But I have moved the date and time around so many times with my crazy life and not having a predictable work schedule. Somehow may not just always be here. And I love you, Lynn. Okay, Valadia is here. Hi, Valadia. Good to see you. Kathy's in the house. Hi, Kathy. Lindsay B. Hi. Yeah, stay warm, stay safe. All right. Hold on. Bend the red on that. That took me a minute. You need to capitalize those letters for me. My brain's a little slow. The title of the show should have been Nothing New Here. Yeah. It was right. It was just kind of that kind of episode. I was sort of surprised, to be honest with you, but we'll have stuff to talk about because we're sister friends and there's always stuff to talk about. Susan, good to see you. Pookie, hello. All right, couple more and then we will jump right in. Let's see. Pookie's in Australia, 4 a.m. Pookie, you're always on these live streams. I'm amazed. 4 a.m. See, now for the European viewers, this is a good time. I guess this is worse for you, though, you Australian. And we have a lot of Australian viewers. So my apologies to you on the opposite side of the globe in the opposite hemisphere. This is not a good time for you, but thank you for being here. All right. I live in an area where snow goes to die. It either moves north or south of us. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Miss Allie D, hello. I live where we have salt and snow trucks and snow plows. I mean, every school district is closed. And I was saying yesterday that they closed early, like Walmarts and CVS's and Costco's and everything was closing at like 4 p.m. I don't know that it was that bad. Well, I don't know. I didn't go out, but tons of snow, but it's not heavy snow and it's not wet snow. It is like light and puffy. It's like fake snow, like you're on a studio set and they created this fake snow. That's what it seems like. Literally, it was like a foot on top of my car and I just took my arm, went like this, because of course the snow brush was not in my car because that's my life. But I just took my arm and just went, and it just puffed up in the air. The only downside is you get stuck behind a truck that was parked outside and all of it's blowing off the top of it. It becomes like a blizzard whiteout. So you got to watch when you're driving behind somebody whose car had been out overnight. I know, you can come up here if you want. It's okay. I missed you too. Jennifer's here. Hi, Jennifer. Good to see you. And Peach and Wendy, Sochitel. A lot of people. Curious Christine, hello. First time catching a live. Glad to have you here. All right, I know I'm not going to say hi to everybody. Hey there, Alexandria. But I wanted to say hi to some of you. Good to see you, darling. And let's jump into it, okay? Okay, you can come here. Come here. Oh, my other cat's out there meowing. He must have found the toy with the catnip in it. You know how the cats do that like moaning sound when they've got a kill to like let you know they killed it for you? Somehow catnip does that to my other cat. So, Duck Nope says, I am having an experience of wanting to throw my remote when Cody talks. That man. I am telling you though, I said this last night. Was it last night? No. What day is today? Is today Tuesday? Today's Monday. It was last night. I said last night, I'm telling you, between being gone, the hotels, being down in Tennessee, the weather, I don't know what days, I don't know where I am. I feel like TLC has got another good 5 years in it, but they won't. They could, because just the tiny little bit of truths that are coming out in this tell-all, because all 3 wives have left, the little bit that they're sharing is making us already salivate and go, oh, what? Really? The smallest thing. There is a treasure trove of hidden information and secrets in that family. I said 5 years. I'm going to say a decade. Yep, I'm one-upping myself. A decade. There is a decade's worth of shows for TLC that could make them a ton of money and would make the sister wives a ton of money. If only If only they would speak. We don't even need Cody and Robin in it because it's not about them. How many times have I said all we need are talk back episodes? I always want to say look back. That's why I had to pause. Talk back episodes. They could make so much money by just watching the OG3 sit there and watch them watch the show and then comment about it, specifically with a glass of wine. Although Christine does need to be subtitled when she's drinking. Do you remember that? Oh my gosh. I mean, she kind of needs to be subtitled in general anyway, because she blends her words together and she talks so incredibly fast that she doesn't enunciate a lot of times when she's speaking. And so when she gets excited, then every now and then there's a subtitle. But when she was drinking, was that 2 years ago on the talkback episodes that were amazing? TLC, they were amazing. We only got 2 of them. They watched the first episode and they watched the last episode and then commented about it. Every episode. Do you know? I mean, we're sitting here. You guys are watching me. Who am I? Just some woman in the Midwest talking about it. And yet everybody's watching because they want to hear about it. Could you imagine? It'd be 100-fold better if this was one of the sister wives talking about every episode. I mean, and really talking about it. I mean, that's why you watch this channel, right? Because I don't hold back. I share my feelings. I know it hurts some of your feelings sometimes. I am aware. Those of you who love Janelle, and then I say something negative about Janelle, like, oh, I don't know, I don't agree with that. And then vice versa. Same thing with Mary. Same thing with Christine. Nobody ever complains when I say a negative thing about Robin or Cody. Isn't that shocking? I mean, they may every now and then. I mean, occasionally people will be like, oh, I see your point of view, but I do think he's this, but I can't believe I'm defending him. So, I get a little bit of that on occasion, maybe 1% of the time. But the OG3 people have their favorites, and that's fine. And I kind of do too, but honestly, I really come from a point of, I don't know these people, never met them. So it's not personal. I'm not talking about them as a person across the board in their life. I am reacting to the show. So on one show, because I get a lot of that, you're a hypocrite. You said something negative about this person here, and then you said something positive. No, there was something negative to comment about in this show, and then there was something positive here. We're going to get that today because I'm loving me some Christine, and she's been driving me crazy this whole season. Have not been a fan of Christine's. But this episode, she was the gold star, I think. It's a reaction to the show, okay? Nothing personal about them. When I say something negative about them, it's because I'm reacting to the show. And sometimes I get a little bit out of hand. Somebody did write me. I haven't written them back yet, too, because I was reading it. Some of my messages, not all of them, I don't know why, technology. Some of them get forwarded to my regular email. So I don't want to respond from my regular email. I want to respond from my sister wives' email. So I haven't gone back in there to respond. But somebody said, love your channel, but you came in a little hard on Mary. And then they listed all the things I said about her. I'm like, oh, wow. When you read it like that, I did go in pretty hard. I'm like, I remember saying that. I remember. And each one in and of itself was fine. But when you put it all together, I'm like, yeah, I went in pretty hard on Mary on that episode. But that was my reaction to the fact that I never liked her. And I have started to fall for the persona that I'm seeing on the show this season and last season too. I'm like, she's growing, she's maturing, she's seeing the light, she's aware, she's introspective. Like her maturity her maturity level seemed to go from the lowest of all the sister wives to the top of all the sister wives. And I was loving it. And then on that episode, it all seemed to come crashing down for me. So I think that may have been a little bit too harsh on my part. It may have been a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction because I was really frustrated. So, okay, my apologies to anyone who did not like the fact I went in hard on Mary. That, I mean, was it deserved? Not that much. Each individual thing I felt like was deserved. But I was telling somebody else that too. Last night I was talking to a couple people at my retreat about it. So a few of them now know what I do now too. My dirty little secret. I feel like I'm a stripper on the side and I don't want anyone to know. It's like my side gig where I make some money, but I don't tell anybody about it. That's what this whole channel is. I know there's over 30,000 people who watch here, but they're not where I live. Nobody knows around me. Nobody in my life knows. But now some of my customers know about it because I had to leave and I had a live stream and I was just, a lot going on. And so I was talking about the Mary situation. And I said, I did go in hard. And like, then when you hear that, like, you called her this and you called her that, I'm like, oh, yeah, I did. You called her a clown. I'm like, oh, but that was funny. I'm going through them and I'm like, but that was a find. When I found that clip, that was so Mary. Don't you think? Do you remember that video? Because she was like, so I'm not going to say anything. And it was so weird that the eyes, like, it just looked like creepy doll kind of look or the kind of clown. And then I come across that clip where the clown all of a sudden goes, I was just like, oh my gosh, that's golden. That was funny. All right. So sometimes you just got to get a little bit of levity in it. It was meant to be funny, not mean spirited. I guess it's a matter of interpretation. It's all subjective. I hope you guys just really understand. We're all here to just have fun and be snarky. Sometimes I go off the deep end. It is what it is. Okay. Let me catch up because there's so many comments going here. Please continue to just chat with each other and catch up. I'm imagining a lot of you might be home, working from home or whatnot. Oh, I don't know. Anyone on the eastern side of the country might be. Okay. Lunty said, yes, Jenny, talkback shows with the OG3, but with you asking the questions, not Suki, yes. Oh, the questions that I have that I want to ask. And let me just state, I'm sure when you're in the moment and the stress and the pressure's on and the person's right in front of you, and my brain doesn't work like it once did. I think a lot of it'll go. Like, how many times have I sat here and I started talking on this channel and then I'm like, what was I saying? What was my original point? I mean, so I don't think Suki definitely does a great job of remembering where she needs to go, like what the plan is in hand. She has no cue cards. Like Tamra had cue cards with her, and maybe the other ones did too. I can't remember. I just know Tamra did. And I would assume Andy Cohen has cue cards when he does his things. Like I would expect her to have cue cards. And I think she used to, but she didn't on this. Now, in fairness, she could have somebody in her ear just telling her what to ask next, what the follow-up question is. This might not be, like, I'm sure she has the ability to respond and ask a follow-up question, but she appears, the way they have it edited, it makes it look like she is remembering everything all on her own, and she's just having a conversation with them. Now, I'm thinking possibly they're going from that angle because they're trying to get the OG3 and Cody and Robin to feel more comfortable, so they are more conversational and will share more. If I were producing the show and if I were TLC and if I were creating contracts with them, I'd come from a whole different angle. I would like strong arm them. That's just the way it is. We are going to ask you questions and they might be uncomfortable to you. If you are not able to answer them, then this will be the end of the show because there's other polygamous families out there and we'll find other ones to do the show with. You've kind of run your course anyway. So pick. Do you want to answer all the questions we're going to ask honestly, or are you going to just say, I don't know? Or, oh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Well, oh, are you kidding me? And I understand it's hard to get a real answer out of them because I think that's the level of like Robin. You, like, listen to, are you kidding me? Because she doesn't know what to say. She's like, why is it that you didn't just go to Mary? Because I'm a wuss. And Cody's explanation, because she's shy. Shy? Shy doesn't make you not speak up for yourself or get truth out of situations. That doesn't make any sense. That's not what a shy person is. Shy is just like meek and unable to speak up in general. Just to like nobody likes confrontation. She doesn't like confrontation. Neither do I. Thank you. But if I were in her situation, I would speak up, even though I didn't enjoy it, and say, listen, here's the situation. Can you talk to me about what's going on? What is your experience? What do you know about what's going on with Coyote Pass? And did you know that this conversation is going on behind your back, to my knowledge? Which I don't even think was. I think Cody made the whole thing, not the whole thing up, but he really exaggerated the whole backdoor deal that didn't exist situation. And for Robin to not go and talk to somebody who she claimed was always her best friend. Okay, so she's not her best friend now anymore. To a stranger, I would go share with them. If I knew something was being done, not knew, but I felt like I knew because it didn't happen. But if I felt like I got information that somebody else might be shorted out a bunch of money and it wasn't fair, and I could stop it because I could just inform them and say, listen, my understanding is this is going down. You might want to look into it. I would do it. And for that to be her former best friend, and for her defense to also be like, well, if Mary was talking to me now, maybe. Oh. So what is the reason you didn't say anything? Because she's spiteful. That was the truth of the answer. Just, oh, are you kidding me? Oh, I couldn't do that. What? Are you joking? Are you kidding me? Oh, it's so annoying to watch that woman. It really is. The non-answers and her trying to like deflect and throw it on Suki. I'm proud of Suki in that one moment. This is where Puddle Monkey's okay. Puddle Monkey's okay for hiring her. I know she's not part of Puddle Monkey. I was proud of her for saying, yeah, I'm serious. And then when she comes back again, goes, are you serious? And Suki goes, yeah. Like Suki seemed annoyed at Robin in that situation. I'm here for it. I really enjoyed that exchange for that reason. That Suki seemed like, yeah. Yeah. Why are you talking to me like this, Robin? Like I'm crazy here. That's what normal people do when there's a confrontation or you have information, you share it with the person. You don't have to do it backstabbingly. You don't have to do it covertly. And as I said on the video, all she had to do was tell Cody, this is not right. And you need to, the three of you have an open conversation about this. So if you don't, I'm going to go talk to Mary about it. That's what a grown-up would have done in that situation. Robin, not a grown-up. In fact, she said the reason she wouldn't do it is because Mary hasn't been nice to her lately. So there, tit for tat. And then Cody could have gone to Janelle at that point if this were all true, which it wasn't. But we're going to pretend like the story is true that Cody is talking about. And he could have gone to Janelle and said, listen, I'm uncomfortable about the fact that we've been talking about this. I think we need to loop Mary in. Let's do a FaceTime call and share with her what your lawyer has been saying are options in this situation. And Mary can choose to join the Facebook call or not, but then at least we were going to share the information. If Mary's like, no, I'm not supposed to have contact with Cody, my lawyer said, and she won't get on, well, then that's her loss. God, I gotta solve these people's problems. Anyway, I really think the show has run its course because TLC and Puddle Monkey have not put their foot down and forced Cody and Robin and the OG3, all of them, to be honest. I feel like Maddie's honest on the show. Peyton's honest on the show. Hunter's honest. Garrison was honest. Who else is honest? Okay, that's it. Off the top of my head, anyway. If there's anyone else, write it in the chat. Who do you think speaks the truth? And those people should be talking on the show more. They really should. Leon, I think, would be fantastic. That tiny little bit of Leon that we saw at the funeral talking with Maddie, I just felt like Leon had the pulse of the situation and understood Cody and was very eloquent about sharing. I wanted more. I wanted to hear more from Leon. I know Leon's not interested. I get it. I'm just saying, these are the people who I think would speak the truth. I don't know that Logan would. We've never seen him say anything but nice things. He toes the company line, and that's fine. It's fine. I'm just saying, if they want the show to continue, I feel like the only way this show is going to continue is if we really start not hiding and not keeping secrets anymore. Now, that being said, one of the big reveals about the whole birthday situation, that was in the book 15 years ago. See, this is, how many stories have been in this season, especially in this tell-all part of the season, that have come from the book. Now, if you want to hear the book, we read it on the channel, so you can go back and watch I'm sure I have them all saved together in the playlist. If not, you can just search for, what is it? I don't have it here in this room. No, it's not Seeking Sister Wives. Becoming Sister Wives. Becoming Sister Wives is the name of the book. When we were reading it too, I think we called it, wasn't that the Cloak of Charity Club? Remember we were doing the Cloak of Charity Club at the beginning? I want to say the Cloak of Charity Club was the reading of the book. If my mind serves me correctly, that was about 2 years ago. So, sister friends, you have better brains than I do, so let us know in the chat. But for people who want to hear it, we did. And it's not a straight read, just because copyright prevents that from happening. So anybody who wants to just hear it, just buy the audiobook or go to the library. I got mine for $10 with shipping. It was once at a library and they pulled it from the shelf. So, okay. Cindy says if Robin's the moral compass of the group, they're in big trouble. Indeed. Robin is never questioned on her moves. Right, Peach? And you're being so serious right now. It was just a move that barely applied to the situation. I know. Are you serious? Yeah. It's like, did you get milk at the store today? Are you serious? Like, that's how it felt. Like, okay, mountain out of molehill. Good golly. So let me take a look at some of the notes I have here. Okay. I do want to address, maybe I'll do some of this in the video I make too. I'm not sure because I haven't made the video yet. But some of the notes that I had jotted down as I was hauling some of my stuff in the house today and getting ready here, taking notes of things I remembered. It started off right at the top with them still talking about David or Cody telling Christine that he still loved her. And really, I think the bigger part was the fact that he said, I was attracted to you. Like going down that lane too, I really was still attracted to you. Like there's no proof of that anywhere, but like just, the awkwardness of Cody Brown and saying those words. I mean, he's awkward in everything he does. So imagine him coming up and going, I did love you. Like, oh. So I really think Cody just being who Cody is and the way he speaks and just knowing his whole persona in general is what made that whole situation so awkwardly uncomfortable. The fact that Cody said it in general is no big deal. Okay. So this show picks up with the opinion of Robin Brown. What did you think of the fact? Now, again, and I'm going to say David overreacted. He overreacted. We're going to get to that in a minute. It wasn't that big a deal. Just okay. I mean, Christine kind of had not the right, because she didn't hold his feet to the fire for anything, but in terms of the "I once loved you," she's just kind of like, okay. Janelle handled it very poorly. She's like, "Oh, really? You did? Oh, do you still?" It's my interpretation of how that went. Mary was like, "Get out of town. Not listening to a thing you have to say." So they all handled it very differently. Okay. When Robin was asked about it, she was first told Christine was offended by the fact that Cody said that. Do you understand that? And she's like, no, why would she be offended? Well, David was there and he's telling Christine that he once loved her in front of David and that. And Robin's response was, well, where else is he supposed to do this? That's not the point, Robin. The point is, he didn't have to do that. He could have written a note to her. He could have just said it very quickly and succinctly in one sentence and then moved on, because there's a plethora of things to apologize for, and 3/4 of them have to do with the children. We never even touched on that. Like, this is not the only thing Cody needed to be apologizing for, but he just kept blowing it up out of proportion. He didn't need to say anything other than, I said these words, that was wrong of me. Like, take onus of responsibility. And I'm sorry, and it probably hurt you, and that was wrong. And then move on. But because of the way he handled it, it was done very poorly. But for Robin to say, "But this is," and for Cody, because Cody keeps saying, "This is all about me," and, "Oh, this is what I need to do." It's like, that's so very clear. It's still about him. He's divorced from them. He's going to apologize for himself so that he can have a clear conscience. He still shouldn't have a clear conscience after it, but he will. He'll just wipe it clean and be like, "Oh, did that. I'm fine." None of this was for the wives. If it was for the wives, he wouldn't have made it weird and awkward and uncomfortable, and he wouldn't just keep saying, "I apologize for this. I apologize for that." He's like a small child just checking it off because mom said, "Go to your brother and apologize. Go to your sister and apologize." I apologize. Done. No meaning, no sentiment behind it, nothing. So what did the wives gain out of it? Well, apparently Janelle gained something out of it because she was all swoony and that's so great. I'm like, we're talking about things 35 years ago, and she's got none of her children except for Logan speaking to Cody. She has 5 out of 6 children that don't speak to Cody. And she was happy that he was apologizing for things 35 years ago. I don't know. Disappointed. Really disappointed in that. So it was all about Cody. And so when Robin says, well, when else was he supposed to do it? The answer should have been, no. The question is, do you think he should have done it? Why did he have to put them in that situation? Like, they all said they didn't need it. They all said they moved on. So just because Cody says it, just because he says it doesn't make it true. Just because he keeps saying, I'm doing this for them to help them move on because they need to move on. They don't. They didn't ask for it. They didn't want it. And they don't need it to move on. This is all about Cody, but he's trying to deflect and say, this is for them. This is for them. They need it. They need it to move on. They don't. So the point is, he made Christine uncomfortable and he didn't need to. She has moved on. So he now needs to apologize for bringing it up. She's like, when was he supposed to do it? He wasn't. That's the point. Just because he wants to do something doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. Okay, good golly. All right. So that was a frustrating way to begin the episode, right at the top. All right. I already talked about the fact I felt like David was overreacting. Okay, this is going to be an interesting topic. I want to know what you guys think about this. Okay. Mom Life is Tough said, I think I see why Mary doesn't trust Janelle. Yeah, I'm going to get to that. I have that written down. The whole Janelle stuff is its own beast in this episode. Most of the kids, yeah, he doesn't speak to most of them. That's true. Gabe, I was thinking about Gabe. I almost said Gabe when I was naming people. Thank you. Gabe was honest. He was. You're right. And there were some situations where he was really brutally honest. Yes, Gabe 100% gets thrown in there too. You're right. Now, Savannah won't, because Savannah is shy. If Robin wants to understand what shy looks like, it's Savannah. Savannah is quiet and shy. And withdrawn sometimes has a negative connotation to it. So I don't want to say withdrawn, but like that is what shy looks like. Robin, not shy. Miss break dancing, sleep with your sister's boyfriend and get pregnant before you're married. Moral compass woman. Not shy. Are you serious? Are you serious? Yeah, shy. Shy. Peach wants to hear from Leon. Yeah, Dayton would be great. I feel like maybe because of him being on the spectrum, that he is somebody who doesn't lie, which is why I think he's not on the show. I think they're fearful of what he might say. So, all right. Alyssa. Hi, Alyssa. Alyssa says, Janelle, who I have supported, lost me over this tell-all. She is not over Cody. Yep. Her prerogative. Shrug. Janelle is objectively a more likable Robin. She was arrogant. Why she lost her money. Wow, them are fighting words there, Alyssa. Objectively a more likable Robin. All right. In this episode, I guess I could see that. I did not like Janelle in this episode at all, for multiple reasons. All right. Itchy Thayton said, I would love to see Logan go scorched earth. And Cody, yes. All right. Wendy, good point. They're all raised by 5 liars. How honest could they really be? We've seen how much McKelty lies about very serious allegations. McKelty's the worst of them all. You can't trust a thing coming out of her mouth. I can't believe I still subscribe to her Patreon, but it's just in case I need to get some stuff here and there. I'm taking one for the team. And I'm way behind on watching any of it because I'm just not interested. It is frustrating. It's a frustrating watch because there's lying, but then there's also her just lack of awareness. So that it's like the combination, and sometimes the lines get blurred, of like her just not understanding a situation and not understanding somebody else's perspective and not understanding what's going on. Like, I don't want to say she's dumb because I don't know that she's dumb, but she's perceptually unaware for sure. She loves to speak. She very much has Cody's disease of, I want to talk a lot, but I'm not going to say anything. Well, that's Christine too. But Christine's a master at, she had media training. So she has learned how to talk a lot and say nothing. Some of the stuff she said in this tell-all was so Cody Brown, where I'm like, well, that's a bunch of words that I didn't learn a thing. What are you talking about, Christine? Yeah, some of it was annoying. She was my favorite person in this episode for sure. But there were still times that she's talking, well, maybe it was more last episode. Could have been more last episode where she would just say things and I'm like, your point is I'm lost. I didn't point it all out because the last episode I had 3 parts of my review, so I couldn't talk about everything. Seems like I did. But this one I think will be shorter. All right. Lynn said that Jen is wonderfully honest. Yes. If Jen said, if I could just say everything I want to say, and Mary's like, well, who's good? She's like, but people will, what did she say? People will get mad at me or something like that. And then Mary said, well, who? And she's like, well, you are upset when certain things are said. And then Mary said, I'm not upset at things anymore. I mean, it seemed like a pass to Jen of like, well, okay, then I'll just say everything I know. Jen knows all. If God forbid, I don't want this to happen. Please, God strike me. Like, I do not want this to happen, but God forbid something happened to Mary and she passed due to some tragedy or something. Jenna's got a book. I mean, Jen would go scorched earth as like a way of defending the honor of Mary. And she might just go ahead and donate all the money to charity or something with it, but just a way to get it out there. Like, not just so she could make a lot of money. Well, she could probably use it to pay her medical bills. All right, I'm going to change the banner here. We're going to our second group of people here. All right. Tina Cook said Cody was talking badly about David's experience about his construction crew, about polygamy. I wonder if Cody's group he hangs out with, which one went to jail for DV. Yeah. What is his hang up with construction workers, right? I was shocked last week when he even just brought it up. I'm like, your point is what? I did do another video, if you haven't seen it, that was after the 3 parts. I did another video and I talked more about the construction comment. And then this episode, he goes and brings it up again. It's almost like he doesn't have anything negative to say about David, but he wants to. So he's going to attack his career. First of all, he's not a construction. Well, I guess it's construction. It's like when I think of construction worker, I always think of like outdoor work, which is not necessarily a construction worker, but like this is my tiny little brain's view of it. Like I picture roadside work in that. I don't picture drywalling, but it's all construction. So it's just the term he used and the tone he used it in was derogatory. Construction makers make a good living. And he made it appear as if like they're really dumb. Like one of my girlfriend's son just got his bachelor's degree in construction management. Like he's way more educated than Cody Brown. And here's David owning and running his own company. This is what makes it so hysterical and so laughable to see Cody go on about making fun of construction workers as if they're lesser than. I'm like, what do you do? Cut down trees and you don't even do it well. You can't do it right. That's the only trade he's ever learned because there's no proof that he really sold anything in sales. He mentioned the one sign he sold. We heard a lot of, you go a long period of time without really getting much money at all. And then you get a huge balloon payment of thousands of dollars when a sign is sold. And then they would blow it on a vacation. But it seemed like it didn't happen that often. So he got a salary. I actually looked it up once. It was this Yesco sign company and I looked it up and his salary was something like $30,000 a year. So like, to support a family of 13 children and 3 wives. Yeah. Now, you make a lot of money when you sell a sign, but that was like the base pay that you got to be employed and then to go out and do the sign selling. So he wasn't paying the mortgage as he claimed. That's what was so funny about that comment too. I'm like, you weren't making any money. There was no proof other than the one sign you guys all talked about him selling. It's the only time. Like, I don't think he sold very many signs. I really don't. I mean, look at him. Would you? Like, he just comes across like the greasy car salesman. I wouldn't trust him. I would be looking for other options and other sign companies because it just seems like something shady would be going on if Cody were handling the deal. Okay. Checking out. Itchy Thetans again. Robin didn't care that Cody said he loved Christine because she's busy setting herself up for her divorce after Cody's done fleecing the OG3. And he's done fleecing him. I'm hoping that Christine is fleecing him right now and is getting back child support. And I'm very disappointed that Janelle didn't go to court to get back child support for Savannah, because not only is he not financially supporting her, but he's not emotionally supporting her either. He's doing harm. When she's already come out and said, he's not going to walk me down the aisle, my brothers are going to, there's a lot of repair of a relationship that needs to be done there. I don't see Cody doing anything to reach out to do it. So if I were Janelle, if I were the mother of that girl, I would be going after every little bit I could. I feel like he's trying to hold something over their head. I feel like I've seen this somewhere before or heard something about this before, where they try to collect intel and data and secrets, kind of like Scientology. You have to share all this inner stuff, like proof that you're part of us by telling us things that we keep in the vault. But the truth of the matter is, you decide you want to leave Scientology and the vault gets opened. And now you don't want those secrets to be revealed. So you're stuck in Scientology. All right. That's general overview. There's a lot of nuances involved, but like, just from the plethora of videos and documentaries I've watched on it, that's a basic review of it. But it appears that, I don't know if the AUB has that same practice and the men are told to do the same thing to keep control of their wives, but it seems to have been happening with Cody. Like I just feel like they're keeping their mouths shut because they don't want things revealed. But I can't think of what, other than financially fleecing people, I can't think of anything. What did they do that he could hold over their heads? Seems like the financial situation is the big one. Whoever screwed up financially, and maybe it's Janelle. Maybe Janelle's not being completely honest about the fact that she was involved in making financial decisions, and she did make decisions that benefited her and that hurt Christine. Like maybe her boys did have stakes when growing up, whenever they were at Janelle's place after they got the houses, because she would have known when they were all living together. But I don't know. I guess we could jump to Janelle. What else do I have written down here? Oh, just the comment about Cody's voice. Have you noticed? It's almost like schizophrenic. And I say almost like because, one, I don't know a lot about schizophrenia, but like a multiple personality situation. Cody has these different voices that he uses. Sometimes he uses the low cowboy voice, and sometimes he gets like really worked up and it gets high, kind of like, what am I supposed to do if one wife tells me the other? You know, he gets like all high. And he had like, and then he has a normal voice, his everyday voice. And we heard most of the normal voice in the last episodes. This episode, they obviously took a break and came back, and he decided, I'm going to be calm now. And so he kind of has this low, soft, almost whispery voice that he's using. And it's so annoying to me because it's so inauthentic that it's hard for me to even hear the words that he's saying. Because I'm like, stop talking like that. You're creeping me out. I don't like it. I don't like it. And so the new quiet, calm voice that he's using is similar to the voice that he would use when he talks to, especially Mary. But Mary, it's demeaning. It's talking down to somebody. It's, I'm going to use my calm voice with you because I know you're irrational and I don't want you to fly off the handle. That kind of voice. No need for him to use it there in that situation, but I don't know. When you, I'm sure you guys go back and watch these every now and then. When you go back and watch it, listen to the voice. Well, I'll have it inserted in my review when I get around to that. All right. I wrote, I don't find Cody. Yeah, it was as an offshoot of that voice. I said, I do not find Cody to be charming. I find him to be creepy, manipulative, arrogant, and entitled. And I think that's because as he's using this voice and that, and Suki's talking to him, and then she smiles every now and then, and she has said, not been known to say, she has said in interviews, Cody is very charming when you're with him. Like she seems smitten by him, which is annoying. Can we get a guy in here to interview Cody, please? Because Cody loves to try to manipulate these women. And somehow we're finding women who are manipulable bull. It would not work with me. Everything about him is annoying to me. His voice, his appearance, his words, his intentions, like all of it. Like I'd have to work hard to try to act like I'm not disgusted the entire time. Probably would not do well as the interviewer in the situation. But not Suki. Sukanya is more like, oh, okay, tell me more about that. Not as much as Janelle, not that kind of I'm falling in love with you right here, but just sort of like a charming guy. That's nice. He's nice. I don't read that like they do. And so it bugs me when I see them looking like his manipulation of them as he's manipulated women his whole life. This manipulation continues on in these interviews. It's not right. I don't like it. Okay, moving on. What else did I write down here? Oh, at some point, maybe I'll put it in my reaction video. What was the situation? There was a response that everybody was watching on the screen. And when Robin watched it, her mouth was like slightly open, which she never does. She's always like, well, or she's looking down. But I feel like maybe it was her attempt at a smile, or not an attempt at it, but like maybe she wanted to smile there. I'm trying to think. Do I have it queued up? Because I was looking at it.
Let me do the math.
Shortly before. Let me flip back here and see what it was they were talking about. I'll find that little. Here we go. Here it is. Oh, it was when Cody was talking to Janelle in the restaurant. I'm going to do. Nope, I can't do a screenshot. It's TLC. I'm going to take a picture and show you guys this. What do you think about this face and this reaction? Now that I look at it, she looks like concerned and disgusted. At first, when I was looking at it, I'm like, wow, her mouth is slightly open. I've never seen this look before on her face. But now I'm thinking maybe it's a little bit more concerned, because I thought, is she actually happy about it? Is she turned on by this? Like what's happening here? I don't know. All right, let me get to StreamYard and pull it up. Image. You guys tell me what you think. Where did the image go? I'm on desktop. Oh, here it is. Oh, why is it grayed out? Oh, because it's from the camera. I have to do a screenshot of the camera picture, because I can't do a screenshot from TLC. It won't let me. It'll come out black. So I have to take a picture on my camera. But then StreamYard won't read the pictures on my camera. They only read the screenshots on the screen, with the exception of TLC show that blocks it out. So now I have to convert it back to a file that they'll recognize. Oops, not a video file. Cancel, Jenny, cancel. Image file. There we go. Now we're moving. Desktop. Okay. Look at this. Look at her face. She was sitting there watching him, and she's just like, with her mouth slightly open a little bit. It's just different. She has a different look on her face than she ever has before in this interview while she's watching him talk to Janelle. And he's like, I'm sorry. She's like, it's okay. You didn't know. Like, we didn't know. And he's like, oh gosh, Janelle, like, you don't have to be so nice. Like, I'm trying to apologize here. And Robin is like, I don't know if she's trying to smile and she can't force it out because she's uncomfortable, or if she is a little bit happy that this is going well because I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't know. So tell me what you think about it. Okay. Lynn said, please be like Tammy and hit that like button. Thank you for hitting the like button and commenting in the chat and all the things, as Mary would say, all the things. Sierra, does anyone know the story of Janelle's relationship with her bio dad? Because maybe that's why she seems fine with Cody mistreating their kids, especially. She was quite young when he passed away, her bio dad. And I think her second dad that her mom eventually married was a really nice guy. And he believed he's passed away too. But I think she was really young when her dad, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure she was pretty young. So I don't think she has daddy issues. Let's see. Okay, good. Well, that's a really good point there. G 2021 go. Just because he apologized doesn't mean they should accept it. Yeah, they don't have to. What's he going to do with that? Oh, yeah, here you go, Wendy. Janelle was born in 69 and she lost her father in 72. Yeah, that's very young. She was only 3 years old. Demure. Mama Squirrel. Nice word. Savannah is demure. Yes. She's so sweet. I'd love to hear more from her, but I just don't think she'd say much else. She's very quiet. Because there had been a couple times when she would even say like negative things about Cody, but the way she did it was like so sweet and like, and yeah, like he's not around. Oh gosh. Okay. So let's talk Janelle now. Let's talk Janelle. Not a huge fan of this. And it has nothing to do with I mean, I guess that's a little bit insensitive. I will be honest. I am not one of those people that you have to celebrate your birthday on your birthday. You have to celebrate an anniversary. We celebrate Christmas a week, like 9 days before Christmas, and we treat it as this is Christmas Day. That's a major day. The entire world celebrates it on the same day. And I'm like, no, it's fine. We'll celebrate it on this day. As long as everybody can get together, it's fine. I have never been a person that understands. I mean, I have people at like my scrapbooking retreats. Oh, I can't. It's my husband's birthday that weekend. I can't go. I'm coordinating a retreat this year on my birthday weekend. I didn't even realize till after I booked it, but it doesn't matter. It's just a day. I don't like to me, it's confining and restricting to say, oh no, we can't do anything else because you must do this on that day. No, you want to celebrate? Great, let's celebrate. Doesn't have to be on that day. So I have a little less sympathy with this situation for Mary because I'm like, who cares? I mean, but okay, whatever. The one way that I'm a little bit more sympathetic to her is the fact that I don't think she ever wanted Janelle in the family to begin with, and we're in a polygamous relationship here. So it's not good anyway. Now, I remember in the past watching something from Melanie, Notes to Self, and she said that the weddings in the temple, and they would have gotten married, like they only do them if they did if they needed to do well, they wouldn't have done a temple wedding. Okay, the LDS do a temple, but she was only in LDS for a little bit. Okay, anyway, I know for a fact, according to her channel, I guess I don't know for a fact, according to Melanie, they only once a month do the temple weddings. So there is only one day in each month. So if that day doesn't work for you, you got to wait another month. And apparently if they're all being chaste and they want to get together or they want to start a family, and maybe the next month they couldn't do it on whatever the one day is they could do, so they would have had to wait another 2 months. And since they tend to get engaged and get married right away, it just seemed, I could see the rationale for, we're just doing it to have the ceremony done, but we can celebrate it on another day. So I'm not as hard on Janelle and Cody. I mean, I harder on Cody actually. He should have been a little bit more sensitive to the current wife that he had. Janelle's coming in just sort of fresh into the whole thing. It's not right of her by any means, but I mean, I guess I just personally I don't really care. It's fine. It's fine. But there were other things. Like I just felt the concept that she asked to come into the family. All right. You know what really bothered me? She sounded very superficial. That's what bugged me the most in this. The whole date of the wedding, whatever. The fact that Mary shared that she said, I really wanted to marry into this family because she was attracted to Cody and she liked his build and she wanted the boys that she had to have the same build. Ick. I mean, maybe he had a fine build. I mean, when he was younger, his build was probably fine. He's not that tall and he's not that strong or anything. I don't know, but he probably didn't have the bow legs and he didn't have the distended beer / steroid gut, allegedly. Whatever's causing the bloated belly that he always has and has for quite some time. That I don't think he had early on. So he probably did have a better build. But for her to come out and say that to Mary, who's her sister wife, is just odd that she would say that. Like, that's just, unless it was amongst other things, or they happened to be talking about his physical build and she threw in, yeah, that's one of the reasons. Like, we don't have the whole story here. It's presented in such a way that that's what she was attracted to. And the fact that she claims when she first saw him, she felt like, yeah, that's the man. It's like we've been together before. Well, that's all BS. We know it's all BS because it's ended in divorce, right? So it's not true. She wasn't meant to be with him. He wasn't her soulmate, as she claims. I personally think that's her covering a little bit from her just being sexually attracted to him. And she saw him and thought, hubba hubba, this is way better than Mary's brother. And he was. Mary's brother's not much to look at. So if she's into physical appearances and that's what she wants to marry, then Cody was a step up, back in the day especially. Now, sadly, Mary's brother has since passed, so I don't know. But I mean, we've seen him on the show. He was in the episode where she was signing the paperwork. Maybe he's the one that helped give her that loan, because I think he was actually. I think Adam is the brother of hers that gave her the loan to buy the Lizzie's house, the B&B. But anyway, he was in that episode when she was signing the paperwork for it. Okay. So that really bothered me because I thought, wow, I've never really seen the superficial side of Janelle before. I always thought she was a little bit more deep and introspective, but at the same time, there was, I mean, if you start putting things together, there was a lot of her just being animalistically, physically attracted to Cody. Like, she just needs to get herself a hot guy. I mean, you can't be too attracted to his personality. You could be attracted to charisma, I suppose, but maybe, I don't know. Everybody likes different things, to each their own, right? That's what makes the world go around, or we'd all want to marry the same people. So it is what it is. Ugh. Unlike Eeyore and Tigger. Sally, it's funny. David has a solid income that will look after him for life. Yes. And Cody hates that. Yeah, he is trying to throw daggers at David. He really is. He cannot find anything wrong with the man. So he's calling him simple-minded based on his career, which is so short-sighted and makes Cody look that much worse by saying it. And it's kind of funny to look at it, but also annoying because Cody thinks he's winning by saying it. That's what bugs me. I just would love for Cody to be aware of how dumb he seemed. Like his intellectual level has just gone down another notch by him saying that about David. Do you know how many really smart people are out there? The smartest people in the world right now are not getting college educations, they're all going into the trades. That's where the money is. So there you go. What else did Janelle say in this episode? I can't recall right now. And again, because I haven't watched it and done my reaction video, I can't remember. I just remember that comment and thinking like, wow, like one, she was a little bit unaware. I mean, and she was young, but as all of them, she didn't communicate. Like she should have gone to Mary and said, Mary, we really want to get married. We can't this month and we can't in 2 months. So in 3 months' time, the date happens to fall on your anniversary. Would you be okay with us it's just pushing papers? I guess not, because it was a spiritual marriage. I would be okay with getting married on that day, is what she could say. I would be okay with getting married on that day. But in my mind, I always got married 1 week later or 1 week sooner or 1 day later, whatever it is. Like that will be the date in my mind because it's just a number in the end. It doesn't really matter. And I'm not going to change your birth date because that's the date not birthday. Was it their anniversary or was it her birthday? Yeah, I think they wanted their anniversary to be on her birthday. So you can't change your birthday. You've celebrated that birthday. That should stay. And you should celebrate it with Cody always. Oh, I just want to get married into this family. Can I do it on your birthday? Really quickly. It's supposed to be a small little ceremony anyway. And they did do a reception. There are pictures of her at a reception. So maybe it's not a good idea after all. I don't know. Look at me bouncing back and forth. I'm just not enjoying a lot of Janelle here. And I don't like in this episode when Suki is pointing things out about Robin, about Cody, about Mary, about Christine, about anybody. And Janelle comes from the perspective of it's all fine and being non-confrontational, not standing up or having the back. I guess that's what it comes down to. She didn't have Mary's back in this, and she didn't have Christine's back because she's said some negative stuff about Christine in the past too. Last night, we talked a lot about the fact that I personally think there might be a rift going on between Christine and Janelle right now. And I went through like 5 examples of things that have happened this season on the show that when you put it all together, you're like, oh, yeah. Which could also be the reason that she reached out to Mary and she was trying to help Mary out. Like, I'll get a friend over here because this is a little contentious between Christine and I right now. And I felt like she wasn't having Christine's back and she wasn't having Mary's back here. Which is crazy because she had Mary's back all going into this. Making me question a little bit about the whole backdoor deal, but not really. No, I take it back. I could question it based on that, but there's too much evidence against it. Too much evidence it never really existed. Too much evidence that it could never exist because you can't sell land out from under somebody and then not give it to them. Too much evidence that she wouldn't financially be that devious because she never has, and she's actually looked out for other people and she's been frugal when other people weren't, and she didn't point fingers or put Robin on blast when she was blowing through the family money. Like it's just too much evidence to indicate this whole backdoor deal stupid storyline is just a stupid storyline. All right. All right, let me get back to the chat here for a second. In fact, as I do that, because my thing is going to go off shortly here, let me read through some of the supporters in our channel. Thank you, every single one of you supporters. I appreciate you. It makes a difference. All 3 levels make a difference. Absolutely. One of the benefits of the big supporters and SOS exclusives is that I read through their names during the live chat. So here we go. Our big supporters are Leslie Reddick, Yvonne, April S., Carol, Sally House, Maggie Goronsky, Taffy Greensay, Sailboat RN, CP, Jen, Becky S., Darlene Hall, Deborah Sabella, Barbara Dijak, Liz S., I'll Win the Mini Chef, Mary, J Shanty 3, Linda W., Aaliyah, Crafty Florida Lady, Shaniqua Smith, Lynn Skinner, and Knit My Bit. And our SOS exclusive supporters are Kitty 1838, Sandra, Emily Roy, Jinsey, and those are more recent SOS exclusive supporters. So thank you for joining. Living an Eclectic Life, Holly Jones, Carol English, Heather B., Shanna Banana, Mary S., Linda Merman, S. Castle, Elizabeth Rafferty, Cindy Diller, Kendra MP, Kenya Pinheiro, Lisa F., Unesthetic Life, W.A. Russell, Kim Halper, Libby Scher, Palomi Chowdhury, Monica Nilsson Solhus, Katie Wellahan, Bertie K., Carol Annie D., Oli Moly, Star Wills, Lisa Elmer, Pam's Crafty Heart, Libby Scher, Janet Ebert, Steph Stevens, Edel Sodal Peterson, I'm Your Huckleberry, Alyssa1704, Laura Gruber, Patricia, Yankee Ghost, Tracy's Fractured History, and more, Kimberly Beckstead, Lavender Vanilla, S.L. Wynn, Jane Morgan, Oceanborn, Lisa Ochino, Amanda Scott, Joni C., Karita 30, Lisa Gasca, Joni C. 615, Anonymous, Allie D., Echo Gilman, Christine Werhope, Lean, Cindy Grigory, Laura McWilliams, Dee Dee, Steamfrog 99, Pinky Tusk, J. Lou, Jennifer Harmon, Marie Lingham, Evie, Stacy G., Karen Perks, Gil Virgo, Shotzi's Piece, Marcia Cooper, Diana Almeida, Farron, Amy D., Lindsay B., Lisa, Xochitl Mario, Carla Colson, Alexandria Swan, Rain Lady, Sarah Lewis, Marie Crabb, Waldo's mom, Danny Towns, Ms. Lita, Ladybird's mom, Donna Redmond, Jessica Denham, and Caitlin. Thank you and everybody who are members of the channel. I appreciate your support. I really do. Okay. Susan Shea, yes. And this is in the video that I recently did when I had a few more thoughts about the episode. I started comparing David and his skills in construction compared to Cody and his general skills in life. David fixes things, completes projects, makes things beautiful, and moves forward. Cody drops trees. House was a shambles because he never repaired things. That's right. You watched my video, didn't you, Susan? Those are a list of things that I pointed out. He's the worst. He's the worst. I think he's trying really hard, but I don't even know if he realizes that as he's trying to throw a dig at David, he's pointing out the fact that David's a doer and he's not. David's an accomplisher and he's not. David's skilled, he's not. David's talented, he's not. David is I can't think of the word, but somebody who accomplishes things, whereas Cody's a procrastinator. Like, just all of the positive traits. I would take 50 Davids before I would even consider a Cody. Because how frustrating and exhausting would that be to be with somebody who's not any of the things that David is like that? And we're just talking about handyman skills. I'm not even talking about personality. That's a whole, that's like, holy cow. He's 100 times better than Cody in that world, but just practical, everyday, can change a light bulb type things. Okay. Let's see here. Other people are saying, yes, Cody's disturbing to watch to them as well. Oh my gosh, I'm like 20 minutes behind in the chat. Can we talk about endure to the end? Yeah, and this isn't the first time that it was brought up. This has been brought up. I think Christine brought it up when she first started leaving Cody a couple years ago. So she would bring up, like, she stayed because they're taught to endure to the end. They are taught you are going to enter into this marriage. It's not going to be good. It's going to be miserable. You're not allowed to speak up. Anytime you have negative thoughts or jealousy of any type, you need to stuff it down, put it away, because you need to rise above. Keep sweet. What was the other phrase that Cody said? Christine's like, that's so dumb. Oh, I forgot. It was during the interview, long time ago, years ago, with those guys from Mormonism Live. Righteous. Oh, I can't remember. At any rate, the bottom line is they almost don't hide the fact you're going to be miserable, but you just need to buck up and keep your mouth shut. Don't disturb your husband by speaking your mind about any of this. Solve it yourself or work it out with your sister wife, but not so that your husband knows anything about it, because you should just be massaging his feet and cooking his dinner. Yep. Endure to the end. And why do they sign up for this? Well, the question is, why did Janelle sign up for this? Because everyone else was indoctrinated into it. They were born into it. I mean, not Cody, but Cody, he reaps the benefit of just having wives that care to all of his needs. So that doesn't count. But the other ones were around it their whole lives. Janelle is the crazy one, which also makes me think she was smitten with Cody. Like, she was just attracted to him and like, I want to be married to that. After the barber guy, poor Adam, rest his soul. She thought, yeah, that's good looking. I'd like to be under that for the rest of my life. And I'm fine if it's every 3 days. That's great. I need a break. Don't we all? So I could see her being like, I'm going to go into this other religion because of Cody. I don't know that she would have ever been a polygamist if she didn't fall for Cody. And you know that she kind of hung around a lot and was talking to him, and then finally she initiated coming into the family. I mean, if she really liked it, she needed to look around for somebody else. So I feel like it was about Cody. It wasn't about the faith. But she had to state that it was about the faith and continue to state that it's about the faith to cover the fact that she entered into a relationship with her ex-sister-in-law's husband because she thought he was good looking. She couldn't think he was a provider, and she couldn't think that he was a good communicator, and she could, like, there's no other good qualities. It had to have been she found him attractive. And she's kind of saying that right now. All right, so I've gotten to the part of the chat where you guys are all talking about that picture that I put up, which is this one, in case anybody has come late. Of Robin's face as she's staring at the clip of Cody talking with Janelle at their apology tour dinner. And people are saying, yep, she doesn't look happy. That's the face of somebody who's going to slash Janelle's tires in the parking lot. She looks unhappy. She looks mad. Robin's wincing. Yeah. Yeah, somebody else points out, yes, we need to have a male interviewer. Absolutely. She looks distressed. Bonnie said she must have seen her reflection somewhere. You guys are funny. Okay. $50 baller. I think that she was a bit worried, potentially jealous. She doesn't want him talking. Yeah. Yes. Distressed, nauseated. You guys are funny. Goes on and on and on. Oh, gosh. Okay. All right. I'm going to try to catch up in the chat so I'm more timely. Let's see here. Julie said that at that time, Cody was a short-cut, slender build, and he was popular and, in Janelle's words, dynamic and appeared driven. Yeah. I think he did bamboozle her and maybe all of them. His like frenetic energy of just running around like a chicken with his head cut off came across that he was running around doing stuff, but he wasn't doing anything. He was just leaving. And he still to this day admitted, like in most a couple seasons ago, I should say, it's like he gets in his car and drives. We don't know what he does. He just leaves. And he does like driving in a car, but watch my video. We have inside knowledge from a restaurant at Salsa Brava. Go back and see that video. He goes there and stays all day in a booth in the back. That's what he does. So they think he's out driving around and running errands, and he's just hanging out doing something in the back corner of Salsa Brava. That was compliments of Alexandria. She got the inside scoop. Speaking of which, I got another inside scoop that I need to do a video on, but it's just been a lot between the wedding and the townhouse being built 8 hours away and my scrapbooking retreat and the shower. A lot. And the end of this show with all this stuff happening. So it's going to ease up. It's going to ease up and I'm going to be able to catch up. All right. I don't like the dishonesty on the show and there's been lots of it, but again, here in this episode, we got proof of it. We were always told by all of them that no wife will come into the family if you don't want them in the family. And Mary just told us the complete opposite in this episode. She said she talked to Cody about the fact that she was not comfortable with Janelle, and he said, buck up. Get on board, little one. She's coming into the family. That's you and your feelings you're going to have to get over. Rise up, Mary. The worst. Janelle doesn't appear, Julianne says, Janelle doesn't appear to have a lot of compassion for other people. She seems a bit self-serving, messy, no concern for common areas are messy without bothering another human in the household. I can't argue with that. Yeah, she doesn't seem to be very aware of other people. Different from Cody's not aware of other people, but still, like maybe a little bit entitled. I mean, I feel like they say that Mary was the favored one before Robin came in the family, but I don't know. I think it was Janelle. I think the two of them got on. It was hot and heavy. He loved that. He was all about Janelle because she was the frisky, horny one of them all. So she was like game for anything. They always said, oh, we have no problem in bed. There's never been an issue there. Like, I mean, she just needs to find another man who's going to please her and she'll be good. It appears like that's what she wants. Not that everybody needs that, but I think Janelle might. I think she might. Isn't this a cute cup? Our theme for the weekend retreat was smiles. So we had smiley faces on everything. And one of my customers brought this. She was like, I saw this and I brought it for you. Mama Squirrel is the naughtiest person in our chat. All right. I can't argue with that after this episode. There is a lot of circumstances and she couldn't justify. And I didn't like that she didn't have other people's back. So it was like a double-edged sword. Maybe it's editing. Maybe they tried to edit it to give Janelle a really bad edit in this one. Because we've had episodes where Cody and Robin have had really bad edits. And we've had times where Christine's had really bad edits. Mary in the past, not recently, they don't seem to have given her any bad edits in the past year or two. But it could just be like, we're just going to throw Janelle under the bus this time and just put these specific things in. And then the nice things she's saying and the defending of other people and that they just don't show. It's possible, but we don't know that. So I just got to take it at face value. And at face value, this is not good for Janelle. She looks insensitive. She looks fickle, like sometimes she'll have your back, but sometimes she won't have your back. She seems selfish. What else? maybe a little clueless, but she might be acting clueless. This could be like maybe she is a little manipulative. Well, as Alyssa was saying, maybe she's a little bit more like Robin than we realize, but she just does a better job of hiding it. I don't know. I don't know. I still don't believe the backdoor deal thing, though. I really don't. Mama Squirrel. Cody doesn't repair. Robin doesn't clean. They're meant for each other. Look, they're perfect. Oh. Nadine says, I can picture the other construction workers saying, oh, here he comes, if they had to work with Cody. Yeah, for sure. To me, a construction is a no drama, just get it done, hardworking person. That's like my persona of what I see as a construction worker. So yeah, if Cody was on the job site every now and then, if he was like filling in for somebody and that'd be like, please, no, not today. You got to deal with this guy. Oh yeah. Bring on the Tryst convo, TLC. Wouldn't that be nice? Could we get to the bottom of that? No. So many good topics they don't talk about on the show. This is what I'm saying. We've got 5 years of shows of great ratings, of millions TLC could be making. If they would just take our advice on what we really want to watch, because we would be watching it with bated breath and we'd be watching it again and again. Like in those first 3 days, which is the most important time for ratings, how many times do you watch it in the first 3 days? Well, there's the first 24 hours. So there's ratings and there's money that's affiliated with the first 24 hours that a show's out. Then there's the first 3 days. That's the second benchmark of money that gets from that you can charge to advertisers for commercials and whatnot, because the first 3 days. And then there's the ratings that fall within the first 7 days. After that, it doesn't really matter. Going back and watching stuff from the past barely affects anything. They don't get much money for stuff after that. So that first week is the most important. First day, definitely. There would be people watching that show 3 times within the first 24 hours. They get triple the viewership. And even if there's not any new viewers, because we would just be riveted by watching and listening to truth on the show. Why can't they get them to speak the truth? I don't understand. Christine made the comment at one point that the producers were shocked by some stuff and they didn't know what was going on. And they're just as surprised as anybody. Well, how can they be so dumb? Because monkeys aren't that intelligent, maybe? I don't know. I don't understand how we can watch it and know that all this other stuff is going on behind the scenes, but they can't seem to figure it out. I don't think they care that much. I think it's job, it's job. They punch in, they do what they want, they do their like day's work, and they don't think about it. But we obsess about it. Like, please, like, contact a sister friend as a consultant on the show. Good golly. Darlene, thanks for the super chat. Sacred loneliness. You're my girl. Thank you. Yes, sacred loneliness. That is what is taught by the faith. Full on taught that, yeah, you're going to be lonely in this marriage. Your man's going to be sleeping with other women. But that's sacred. It's sacred loneliness. And God's going to love you more for it. Can you believe this sick stuff that some man created and that a lot of people are buying into? Unreal. It's unreal. Thank you, Darlene. Sacred loneliness. Yes. Okay. Dog Mom says that it bothers me that Janelle seems to like Cody off the hook, seem to let Cody off the hook, given what happened with Garrison. It may not be entirely Cody's fault, but he definitely was a strong catalyst for that. I agree, Dog Mom. I have a lot of opinions about that, and I don't understand. Thank you, Mama Red. Yes, sacred loneliness. I don't believe that Janelle, and maybe she has, but again, what, off camera? Like, you guys are getting $1 million this season. to not say anything. Like, the purpose of it is to share your lives. So when you're not sharing your lives, you're not earning your keep. So, like, what's the point of the show? We're not all watching to have a fake storyline. We're not all watching for your great acting skills, because it's pretty awful across the board. I think Mary does the best at acting on the show, when she has to pretend like she's surprised by something, or she wants something, or hasn't heard something before when she really has. I think Mary's the best actor of them all. Christine, not so much, but she's pretty across the board with Jess. I'm just going to be excited and act like this all the time. It's just kind of a little bit annoying. Janelle, not much response at all. Oh, okay. She doesn't get excited. She doesn't get angry. She's pretty flat line. And Cody and Robin, Cody especially, have a level of overacting that is difficult to watch. So yeah, the acting, there's been no acting lessons for these people, knowing that they want them to pretend certain situations and create certain situations and respond to things that may be over. So they're trying to recreate it. Knowing that, you think maybe they'd throw them into an acting class to help them out, but clearly not. It's pretty bad. My cat has gone. I could go close that door, but I think I'm pretty much trying to block it as much as possible. It doesn't seem to be too bright. All right. I need to change to the last banner. Here we go. It was the last of our exclusive SOS. No, I wrote this wrong. Can I edit it? Let me try to edit it. It's not the last of the exclusive SOS. Continued. Well, hold on a second. We have SOS, SOS continued, and we've shown those. It just doesn't make sense to me. Hold on. I feel like I'm leaving people out. We did Kitty up through Cindy Gregory. And then we had Stacy through Kagola. Okay. So now we should just be, okay. We should be having all our keep the lights on level people. So let me make sure. I'm just going to cut and paste all the keep the lights on to make sure their names get on the screen here. That last group, maybe it just didn't save. All right, keep the lights on. Copy. We're going to get it together here. And paste. Okay. There's to keep the lights on, people. I don't want you to think I forgot you, because I appreciate every single one of you. I don't know what happened. It must not have saved before. So, all right, we're caught up. Back to the chat. Some people are still looking at that picture of Robin. She looks constipated. Oh. I really don't think Mary thought she could talk Cody out of living polygamy. I agree with that. I think he had set in his mind before he married Mary that he was going to be a polygamous man. And I think he was attracted to Mary. And she was kind of loud and fun too, sort of like Cody, but in a really different way. And he didn't see the negative side of her because she was also young and immature. And so he was able to easily manipulate. So I think he thought she was the perfect first wife. I don't think he even tried to be in love with her. He just thought, yeah, I'll bang her and then I'll keep my eyes open for the next one too. In my opinion. Gabe spoke the truth. Yeah, God bless Gabe. Nadine said that Mary was never with a man before Cody, but Janelle knew what to do, and I'm sure she showed him a few things. Yeah, she was only married. I think she was pretty chaste before she got married because I think she was very strong in her faith, and that was part of the tenets of the faith, not the AUB, but just the LDS. And so I feel like before she married Adam Barber, and that might be partly why she married him, is that, again, just horny. And so in order to have sex, we're going to go ahead and get married. They go and they get married. It doesn't work out. So I think she just had that year to year and a half with him before she was with Cody. But maybe she learned a lot during that period of time. I mean, I think she tried to learn a lot during that period of time. I think she's very interested in experimenting. It's the impression I get. And so even if she didn't learn a whole bunch, I think the little bit that she did learn, she took with her to her marriage with Cody and then said, let's play around and do other stuff as well. And he was like, yes, I am on board, in my opinion. I don't know the truth. It would be great to know the truth, that they talked about it at some point, but who knows? Bonnie said, if Cody was on the site of a construction job, is why hard hats were invented. Oh gosh, that's funny. You don't understand my notes here. Janelle not understanding Cody. I don't know. Something with a date. I don't know. My own notes. I can't read my own. When you can't read your own handwriting, you're in trouble. All right. Helen seemed, I saw Helle and then N for Nissen and put Helen together. But all right. Helly, maybe? Or Healy? Christine refused to live in the big house with the other wives. Her reason was that she didn't want to be taken advantage of by the other wives, mostly Janelle, if I remember correctly. I thought it was Mary. I thought her and Janelle got along fine. Let me know what you guys remember. I thought it was Mary that she's like, nope, not going to do it. Well, and then now Robin's in the family. And I think she feels like that will be even worse because I'm not going to get along with Mary. And now I've got in front of my face all the time the fact that he's going to be spending all this time being all lovey-dovey with this one over here, Robin. So I thought that's what that. I didn't feel like Janelle was in that equation at all. And they said that they became closer friends, through this divorce with Cody and all that. But I don't think that was because they didn't really like who the other person was or was worried about them. I feel like that was just polygamy in general. Like this family that didn't communicate with each other. They didn't talk to each other. So they weren't that close, I don't think. And Janelle, admittedly, didn't really want to be close with any of them. She was more than happy to just pick up and leave and go to work every day and get away. Janelle doesn't appear to be a girl's girl, just like Robin doesn't appear to be a girl's girl. Mary and Christine, I think both are. I think Mary and Christine very much have their girlfriends' backs, want to hang out with girlfriends. Yeah, And I don't see Robin and Mary as much that way. I mean, we see Mary with some of her friends in this, but doesn't it feel kind of awkward? Like they are friends, but it's a little uncomfortable watching them talk about it. It's much more comfortable watching Janelle talk with Maddie. Maddie needs to be a full-time cast member. She needs to get whatever money all the other sister wives are, and Jen as well. We need some voice of reason, and we need somebody to kick the other wives in the ass and get them to speak truth. Mary didn't want Janelle. Christine didn't want Robin. Was Christine the only wife that was welcomed? Remember, Cody said Janelle and Christine begged like dogs to be in the family. God, yeah. Pick me, pick me. Gross. Yeah, I don't think there was any argument with Christine coming in the family because Mary and Janelle disliked each other so much that I think each of them thought that maybe she would be their ally. And when it turned out that she became the ally of Mary and they became like best buds, Janelle said, I was fine with that because it kept Mary away. Like Mary was no longer picking on me or making demands or whatever it is that she perceived was the problem. And she felt much more independent and alone. All right. It seems like the dishes things could have been solved. Cody came in at that point and he was talking about how he couldn't manage and something about leadership. I don't know. I just remember thinking, what's he talking about? And he was pointing the finger and he kept blaming the other wives for everything. It's like, I don't know. It's a very simple solution. As the head of the household, because that's how the AUB worked, I'm in charge. I prefer, and I think he would say, to have the dishes done at night. Because Cody always liked a clean house. I don't know how he's living with Robin. Well, I know how. He goes and buys another let's get another house that's 4,000 square feet larger than this last one because this one's such a mess. We need more space to out of sight, out of mind with things. So that's how he's handling it, is throwing money at the problem. I don't know why they don't have a maid. They're willing to pay for the nanny all that time. Why not have somebody come just clean up? Really? I mean, maid / house cleaner. But like a house cleaner is not enough because if it's a hot mess and there's junk everywhere, they can't clean that well. So you need to put things away. Like they need an organizer. They need, I mean, please, TLC, if you're listening to this channel, we don't want to watch this. I'm just saying for Robin's own personal life, if I were her, I would hire somebody who would be an organizer and would get it all in a system and all labeled and help me get rid of things I don't really need. And then I would hire a maid if I were her. Again, I've never hired an organizer or a maid in my life. I have had a house cleaner when I've needed one. I don't have a regular house cleaner, but I have used a house cleaning service before like a holiday and I didn't have time to get the whole house cleaned before guests were coming. Anyway, if I were Robin, I would take Cody's money and I would hire a maid to be there every week that just keeps putting things around, putting things away. Maybe split the time in half and have her come on Mondays and Fridays because I think that place becomes a hot mess very quickly. Robin doesn't clean up. She doesn't put things away. I mean, apparently, because it's always so messy over there. How can she? And I think they have so much junk and she collects so much stuff that it becomes overwhelming and everything doesn't even have a place. So, okay. She needs to go on one of those hoarder shows or something. Well, good point, Mama Squirrel. Who wants to waste money on a maid when you can buy dollies? Yeah, she only has so much money and that budget just got cut by a fourth. When it came to the wives' money, because Cody had his own money, I don't know what he does with. There was 4 people contributing to a pot that Robin was tapping into, and now it's just her. Her and Cody. So she needs to start tapping Cody for his money to get the stuff that she wants in life. How well is that going to go? Not well. I'm so tired. I did not sleep much this weekend. Apologize for yawning on a live stream. Mm-hmm. We saw the junk drawer. We saw the pantry. We saw the kitchen island. I mean, and this is stuff they're choosing to put on camera. Just imagine what the rest of the house looks like that we're not privy to seeing. We saw Aurora's bedroom once, and the walls were just lined with doll houses and furniture and stuff all over it. Like, ugh. Lynn wants to know what sleep. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I have children again, and I don't. It doesn't make any sense. I create my own drama. So I've got nobody to blame. I cannot complain. I just need to do less, and I don't. So I don't know. I have issues. All right. Cody spends his money on blazers. Tiny little baby Gap blazers made out of felt. But they're probably like from a Italian designer somewhere, and they cost $1,000 a piece. Knowing Cody, he looks that bad and spends so much money to look that bad. Oh gosh. I think Cody wears Solomon's blazers. Yeah, that's a good point, Mama Bear. I feel like Cody and Robin are now intentionally showing off their crap now that they're secured. Yeah, I think they feel like they got this confidentiality agreement signed. So now when the filming was happening this season, after that thing finally got signed, what does it look like? That's what I want to know. Mary agreed. She eventually signed it after they went back and forth and back and forth. So things were taken out of it. And so now that they feel comfortable enough that Mary's not going to take any more of their money, so she must have signed something to indicate she wasn't going to go after any more of their money in that house. Now, this show is very confusing. Cody is very confusing because he will say, Mary got all her money. You should be really happy you got all your money. And then on the flip side, he'll say, Mary's going to get her money. We just need to work through some other stuff, and Mary's going to get her money. What is it? We're recording this on the same day. It's very frustrating to watch. Does he just mean Mary's got all her money because they came to an agreement, but he hasn't given it to her yet? Maybe because he doesn't have it at this point. I don't know. Maybe that's the home equity line that he took out so that he could tap into it to give Mary her portion of money and then have access to other money too if he needed it. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. They probably do get residuals. I think everyone gets the residuals these days. I think that's well, I don't know. Reality TV stars are in a different category. They're not part of Actors Equity Union. So they may not. But there was some legislation that was out there a couple years ago. Do you remember that? Where they were trying to advocate, I think Bethany Frankel was involved in it. They're trying to get reality TV personalities to be able to receive residuals. Like they were not getting what actors were getting, nor are they actors. But they were trying to get like more equal pay. So I don't know if anyone knows. I don't know what came of that. I don't know if they got it, but like I know actors definitely get residuals now because there's always this talk about like back in the day, the shows from the 80s and that those people aren't getting residuals. Well, some are, but it wasn't standard protocol back then where it is now. I love Cody's tight pants. Baby Gap shirt, Baby Gap polos, Baby Gap blazer, and his tight pants. Dolly Parton. Oh, I love Dolly Parton. And that is a good quote by Dolly. It costs a lot of money to look this cheap. She's so great. Gosh, to be somebody who's that self-aware and to be able to poke fun and to say such a great line like that, she's just I love Dolly through and through. There's nothing about Dolly I don't like. Of course, I don't know her that well, so we're just gonna leave it at that. But from what I know of her, I love her voice. I love interviews I've seen with her. She just seems cute and funny, and I love her commitment to her husband that she was married to all those years, who never wanted to be in the limelight. He's just a simple guy in the background. Bless his heart. God rest his soul. He's recently passed too, in the past year or so. Oh. And she would be the one to come right out and say, oh, it costs a lot of money to look this cheap. Oh, bless her. Cody would never say such a line. He is not that introspective, nor is he ever able to like make fun of himself. And irony kind of escapes him. Doesn't everybody want to know how much money Mary's going to get? And doesn't it bother everyone? Did anyone watch that video that I did recently? Doesn't it really bother you that Cody, who doesn't believe in the government, and this is just pushing papers and it means nothing, is going back to get the money from Mary because the government, I've got documents to prove it. I got documents. And then in the show, he always is like, I have documents to prove. We don't have to give Mary her fair share. Like all of a sudden, the documents are all so important. Whereas before, it's pushing papers. It means nothing. The divorce with you, Mary, it means nothing. The marriage to Robin, it means nothing. And yet now when it serves them, they will claim, oh, but we have documents that prove this or that or the other. And the documents that prove, if we go to Coyote Pass, if he were to ever try to claim, I really should only give Mary to, now he did come out and say, that's all legally I have to get her, but because you were rotten by assigning her only that amount. It was not legally equitable right from the gate, right from the get-go. It was Robin gets this much and Mary gets this much. And now for him to even mention, I don't really legally have to make it even. I could legally only give her this because you were rotten. Because you were rotten to just write her name on that to begin with. He's the worst. Dolly's husband was in construction? Was he? Dolly's voice makes me cry every time. She's an incredible. She's pure. She's pure Southern goodness. The video of the government paperwork was great. Oh, thanks. Lynn says she's got some documents for Cody. Oh, gosh. Okay. Robin and Aurora both sound like they have a mouthful of marbles when they talk. But yeah, it's just like, yeah, I hear that. Okay. All right. There was something else I was going to say before we went. Shoot. It's escaped my failing brain, my senior brain. That's okay. If it's important, it'll come out in the video that I have to record now. And I'll start working on that. All right. It's not that busy of a week for me. So the hell weeks have ended and it's going to be okay. All right. So I will get that out soon. Next Sunday, anybody who's coming to our reading of the book Revenge by Tom Bauer, which is on my other channel, Reality TV Breakdown, that will start back up again. So that'll be at 8 p.m. on Sunday evenings on Reality TV Breakdown. So join us. I wear my tiara. Sometimes I have my little cup, my teacup with me. It's the tell-all book on Harry and Meghan. So if you're into that, join us over there, 8 p.m. Sunday nights. Good times. All right. Mama Squirrel. Mama, I'm not going to click on that, Mama Squirrel. You're so nasty. Okay. Can you imagine seeing inside Robin's closet, all her sweaters? She has at least one in every color. Yeah. Listen, I'm telling you guys, I had brought a black sweater with me to my retreat. And then I had that like mauve looking thing. It was like in my last video that I recorded, kind of more longer sweater coatish kind of thing. I don't know. It has a hood on the back. I don't know what it's supposed to be. I guess it's a sweater. With me. And I just thought, oh, I don't know if that color is going to go with everything. So I just reached in and grabbed a black like cardigan, which I haven't worn in ages. First of all, I think it was too small. I need to focus on my diet again. But I put it on and I felt so Robin Brown. And I also felt like it aged me a decade when I put it on. And I'm like, oh, it feels a little uncomfortable. And I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh, hell no. I'm not walking out of this hotel room looking like this. I took it off instantly and just put that mauve thing back on again. Yeah, I will not look like Robin Brown going out and about. Not if I have a choice. Then I can only imagine she has a whole closet of that. And I like a nice cardigan. I don't know why it looks so bad. I'm not against cardigans in general. But maybe this one reminded me too much of her. I don't know. And again, it was I like things looser and bigger. Like, look how big, loose. I like big, loose. I'm a product of the 80s. I was in high school in the 80s, in college in the early 90s. So that was the big clothes day. It's burned in my brain. Not to mention it's comfortable. I mean, why not, right? I think it's starting to come back. All right, Lockjaw, you are so nasty in the chat. You're so bad today, everybody. Oh yeah, I saw that on Reddit too. Somebody said they used to be Robin's Stitch Fit person. Can you imagine? Yeah. And I've seen people who do Stitch Fit and they get some really nice things. So Stitch Fit, it's not like these are just the clothes you choose from. They have a wide variety of clothes. So you work with a stylist and the stylist gets to know you and what you like. So you kind of like pick things. This is my understanding of it. I've never done Stitch Fit, but you go online and you're like, I like this, I like this. You know, you kind of choose things ahead of time so they get a sense of what your style is, what you like, what you don't like. And then you have a stylist that starts drawing and pulling clothes and then they send it to you. And you look at the box of things and you wear what you like, you send back what you don't, you just purchase what you like. Maybe you can even rent and wear and send back. I'm not sure the details of it all, but the bottom line is Robin not only is picking out all these clothes, but she now has a stylist who she has instructed who's continuing to pick out the same stuff in that same category for her. And she's like, yep, that's me. I mean, it is her. You just got to wonder that stylist, I'd love to just pick their brain and go, do you go, this one's rough. Robin's going to like it. And give it to her. Does it bother you as a stylist? Do you think a stylist would be kind of on trend a little bit, at least know what's trending and whatnot? Does it irk you and bother you that you even have that to pull from to give as an option to her? Or are you just like, no, like as a stylist, I just go with what I just figure out what each person likes. And I know that this woman wants to look like an old lady. So I'm pulling all the old lady blouses out. And she's going to love all of them. I don't know. I would love to know. I would really love to know. All right. All the shades of purple. Yeah. And anything in purple. Oh, if she would just stick with purple, maybe they could get her some good stuff in the purple line. It's kind of an odd color to get a lot of, but all right. Why don't they pick out some diesel jeans then? Because they no longer would fit her. Ooh, mic drop. Gotta go. All right. Thank you for being here with me, sister friends. We will do, after the finale next week, we will do this again next Monday and talk about everything. Keep your eyes open for my review or reviews of this episode that will be coming out during this week. My goal is to always get it out before Friday if I can. So we will see. And hit the bell on my channel, because then when a new video comes out, you get notified right away. And it helps me. It helps me that you have notified the bell. It also helps me and my channel, just like ratings. Remember how I was talking to you about ratings? It works the same way with the algorithm on the show. The sooner you watch something that I put out, like within the first 24 hours, if a whole bunch of people are watching it, it then gets pushed out to people who are not members of the channel. that would be in the world of reality TV or have watched Sister Wives stuff in the past. And we are getting sister friends right and left that are like, it's the first time I've seen your channel. And I'm like, how's that possible? Where have you been? Well, welcome. Welcome one and all. You're a sister friend now. So we can expand to the community of sister friends and have more snarky friends in here. All right. Love you all. Take care. God bless. Adios. And I will see you next Monday. Bye, everybody.
I remember when Sonny and Cher got divorced when I was 6, and it rattled me.
I had a lover in college, and he was a little tryst. I was a naughty boy. I had a dirty thought, and I thought, David and I should go on a guy's trip together.
I might have to agree. That would be cool.
I just thought, no.
David out on a guy's weekend?
Yeah, that's just, it would be cool.
Oh, he was kind of up for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Things that make you go,